All right, my peeps. So, if you are in the SL community, you've probably seen, you've seen the videos of freaking people trashing on Northwood and whatever. And there's one famous example by a YouTuber called the Ferbison. He made a video called, SL has a problem, the thumbnail said it's over, and a picture of a funny looking D class, whatever. And he recently made another video going over a bunch of stuff more specifically on Northwood. And, so it kind of escalated. Then he went to the Discord and we had a whole, whole argument. And so I made this Imgur, just kind of showing that side of the argument, because I'm reading the comments on his video, and a lot of people are kind of just going with it. They don't, a lot of people just assume it's real. Everything he says is a one-to-one. So this video, I'm just gonna go over the little imgur I made. The link is gonna be in the description. This just simply goes over some info, some facts. So the first image, Wenner, which is the Ferbison, was arguing how he let the groomer off because there's a pedophile. If you watch the video, he let the pedophile off without any punishment. And then Huber comes in and says, "What do you mean? He's fired. That is the punishment." And then I explain this. I put this at the bottom. I don't know why it's the second image. Whatever. But another kind of weirdly famous argument is that SL is dying. Does this look like a dying game to you? 9,000 in the 24-hour peak. So in today, the highest ever was 9,000. This looks like an average game. It goes up in the mornings, down at night. Up in the mornings, down at night. Because it's an American game. So clearly, the game isn't dying. If being 2,246 away from the all-time peak on average is dying, I must be going crazy. And then here, Hubert, or Wenner, said, actually he wasn't fired, he left, which then Hubert responds, we found out he was a pedophile, and when we were making sure that what was true, he left. And then he tried to reapply, which we, of course, did not allow. So that's effectively firing him. And then Wenner tries to say, but you didn't, you knew he was a pedo, but didn't do anything. And then Hubert confirmed that, we didn't know he was a pedophile until the very end. So how could they have done anything? And then another major thing that people are all crying about is that Northwood does not pay their staff money. But Hubert is showing here that they're quite transparent with how Patreons and how the money is spent, and that despite what it seems, it's pretty hard to split only a few $1,000 over 100 people without some people just not making money, or what some people would suppose underpaid positions. And then Wenner goes on a little rant here. And then Bluebird's like, okay, fine. Because in the video, I believe Wenner said him and Hubert were friends or something. I watched a little bit, not all of it. Maybe that's my bad, but okay. But Hubert says that it's not trying to hide a friend. They're barely friends. They only have about 300, which may sound like a lot, but since Northwood is mainly a digital company, the only time they talk is when they're talking about the game, basically. So 300 is pretty small in the long run. And actually, in this photo, it's a little hard to see, but the newest message which was in 2020, so they haven't talked since, important thing to mention, was actually Rin asking Hubert to buy something for him for the game. So that only confirms the point that Northwood does in fact spend most of the money on the game. And then this is also a huge thing. Simon, he is an audio guy for the game. he actually gets paid, I'd almost like for, as he said, pretty good for a side job I do for fun. He gets paid a decent amount of money for the work he does because most of Northwood is on a bounty system. Managers get paid from just existing, and then basically everyone else is a bounty system. You do the job that you applied for, and then you actually get paid. So, your payments, as seen, are very sparse, but you'd argue are pretty decent for, like you said, a job he does for fun, compared to the managers who get paid monthly, which is, here, Northwood staff, this is Taryn, he just likes helping. $5,000, very small amount for a studio. Nobody even expects to make minimum wage, so they're all volunteers. And he just likes helping. Someone has to update a wiki. He's obsessed with data. And, Lord of Baguette's pretty famous guy in the Patreon community. Once again, he chooses to work in Northwood. It is a passion project. He loves the game and the community. He does not expect a full-time salary. He works here part-time alongside a full-time job. That's another thing. A lot of Northwood employees, like, they know that they're not going to get paid because that's what they signed up for. Because, when you applied, you know how much you're going to make. It's pretty clear. It's stated. Northwood employees, they usually have a second job, or I guess like an actual real job, a main job, because they know they're not going to get paid. Once again, Baguette, he says working here has been really fun. It's a great place to work and all that good stuff. And then here, once again, someone was like, bro, how can you be working here? You don't get paid anything. And so he's like, who are you to question where I work and where my time is spent? And he's just like, that I have a full-time job. 2 more Northwood staff. Wimsa is also a Northwood staff. But 2 more Northwood staff confirming that, yeah, Northwood ain't paying my bills, and they have an actual job, and they have fun working with Northwood. And then, now this one might be a little rude, but Wenor, which is Ferbison on Discord, he didn't realize who Hubert was at first. He literally had no idea, which was really funny. So hopefully this video reaches a lot of eyes. Make sure to share it with anyone that goes off on how bad and how evil Northwood is. Because if you knew the full story, that is not true. And also, once again, Northwood is a volunteer company. No one expects to get paid. The fact that they get paid at all is already pretty cool. So don't be like, oh, Northwood's bad. They don't pay their employees. Because, yeah, of course they don't. No one expects to be paid. Anyway, hopefully this explains everything. Feel free to share this video, the Imgur, just make sure to get the word out, because honestly, I feel like it just, maybe call me a dick rider, but it just it infuriates me how many people are just like hating on Northwood for no reason. They're just saying claims they don't understand. Game is dying so close to its highest peak ever on average. That's not a dead game. That's just how games work. Northwood doesn't pay their staff. No one expects to get paid. Everyone knows that. It's not a big revelation. It's been doing that since 2018. In fact, I can't confirm this, but I'm pretty sure for a long time, people were literally not getting paid at all. They just only semi-recently started making enough money to start paying people on a semi-more regular basis. So, oh boy, you guys would have freaked out if you learned that. So share this video around and maybe cut Northwood some slack. All right? All right, have a good one.